Now let's talk about the concept of serializing data. You've heard a lot about serializing data. So what is this? Simply process and use the data we want in a specific form and then save or load it. Think of it as a technique you use. So when you look at where these things are specifically used, for example, in this Now Engine project, we're going to have an image file, right? So we read them in a form that the engine can use. And then we save it again in a form that we can easily edit. In this process, we can deserialize the file and serialize it into the form we want. And this concept can be applied in this form as well. Then, when we communicate on the network, we want to send a message saying hello from side A to side 2B. Then, when you create this string called hello in binary form and send it, will you raise Mr. Lee? And then the receiver, this peerer, deserializes this received binary file, so you can read this hello string from here. Again, the way we store or load the data we want in a specific form is the concept of poetry rise. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how this process was carried out in this game engine. First of all, there are two major classes. There's a class called Serializer, and there's a class called Serialization Target. So what is a serializer? Now, we're not going to have any kind of data we want, then some kind of this bowl. It's playing a role. So this guy called this Serialize target becomes a kind of subject that will save the data that I want in this Serialize container, or load the data from this Serialize container. In other words, this serializer is a kind of container that contains some kind of data. And then what about this target? This is essentially the entity that stores and loads data. Then, if this target is this vessel called this ledger, and if we save the data, we will save it in the form of the ARM system in this hardware, which will be responsible for doing that in this server. And it will proceed in this form. Yes, in the next time, now specifically about how each class is structured, let's talk about it.